I can just grab that and we'll put it in here. Grab the URL and you could say blog. Okay, I want to make sure I collapse it and save it. And then if we go, okay, so now you can see what I've added. I've got the app saver thingy, and I've got the blog, and it'll show I asked for 5 posts, so it shows the last 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I go back, I can adjust it. If I say I only want 3 posts, and then I save it, we reload it. Now, it's only got 3. And it's seriously as easy as that. And all you have to do is find the RSS feed for the site that you want to add the RSS feed to your website for. So does that clear that up? Okay. Okay. Kathy used the wrong URL. You're not using the view source URL. You're using the RSS feed. So how do you find RSS feed URLs for a YouTube channel page? Well, I'm not exactly 100% sure. And I'm not sure that you'd want to have a whole bunch of videos on your mobile site. It may slow it down. So I would probably hesitate for using a RSS feed for video, but I would definitely use it for text. Text would be fine. All right, is there a way to have nested fields that appear below a main field, similar to drop-down menus? Ay, ay, ay. I'm not sure even what you mean. I'm going to go to this site and see if I can find an RSS feed. This is really kind of scary because I see connect with us. Usually it'll be somewhere on the page. Let's see if it's... Looks like this is the feed. So let's try plunking this into my blog instead of mine. And we'll say 3 articles is fine. And yes, it worked. Okay, so that's a good little trick. So if you want to know, just go to any website that looks like if it looks like it's a WordPress blog, then you're probably in good shape by just putting a // and then the word feed, and you'll get the RSS feed. That would be the URL to bring the RSS feed into your site. So does that clear that whole RSS thing up for you guys? All right. Now, drum roll. Does anybody want to go do Appointment Manager? And we'll get to questions at the end. All right. Let's do it. So that's that. We can close that. And Appointment Manager. I could say that I couldn't wait for you to ask because here I have this whole fancy schmancy little PowerPoint thingy. So using SMS for appointment reminders, why? Who cares? Well, the benefits to your potential customers are they can reclaim lost appointments, which means lost money. ching, if I had the money, if I had a little cash register sound, I'd play it right now. There's less money spent on staff because what they're doing right now, depending on how many appointments they have, is they have a dedicated person or people that have to sit there on the phone calling people the day before. You know how you get the little voicemail in your voicemail. Are you going to be here for your appointment tomorrow? Remember. Imagine, first of all, the person making those calls probably intensely dislikes that task. And how many people, don't listen to their voicemail for a couple days? So it's extremely inefficient. And because of that inefficiency, if you use SMS, you can reach the person in real time versus that voicemail, right? That may not even get listened to. The delivery can be automated, so you don't have staff making those silly phone calls, every day, reminding people about their appointments. And it's easy for the end user to respond. So, what niches customers should you go after or try to help? I don't like using that term, go after. Sounds like you're stalkers. But what niches customers can benefit? Look at all these. Doctors, healthcare professionals in any capacity, car dealerships, service departments, hotels, obviously, concierges, which would be, higher-end restaurants that have people that book reservations. Oil change facilities, there's one. That's a really good one. They don't want people not showing up. Salons and spas and veterinarians. I mean, how many of you have these near where you live, right? So let's dive in to all of you who are Mobile BizBox members have this at your fingertips. And here it is, Appointment Manager. So we'll click in. Now the first thing I recommend you do is you can create templates, and this makes it really easy. So let's create a template for a veterinarian. And that vet wants to send people 6 hours, or let's say 24 hours before the appointment. And you have 3 options here. You have just a reminder, which I suggest you don't use. This is the one I suggest you use because look at the engagement. When a person gets this message, they can do one of these 4 things. They can confirm it. So now the person sending the message knows they're coming. They can say, nope, gonna miss it. They can say B for running behind, so I'm going to be late, or please reschedule it. So the ones that the business owner wants to see are a C, a B, which means they're definitely coming, they're just late, or an R, which means they're still interested, but they have to reschedule. They don't really want to see it now. So let's call this for vet. So we'll have doctor, and we'll say first name. Can I close this? There we go. Okay, so I like to put this in. If we have their name on record, it'll come up. If we don't, it'll just be blank. And ideally, you're not going to have a field for their pet's name. And let's see. You really don't have to type, oh. Okay, so that's really all you need. And we'll save this one. Now, you can also add a customer to a list, and you can notify, let's say the vet wanted to be notified, so we'll say yes. Send notification. Oh, for Pete's sake. Let's see. We'll say it's 11. You can get really specific. 11:05, 11:10. So this is really great because, you know, it covers all the times. So we'll say 11:15. Okay, good, done. My notification date is in the past. Okay. Can't make any mistakes with this system. Okay, good. And that's good for one, right? But that's kind of time consuming. And all right, so we can also create multiple. Okay, so I'll show you how to do that in a second. But first, I want to show you these. This is, remember, we have type C to confirm, M for miss. So you get to customize a message that gets immediately sent back to them. So when people reply C, I typed in this message, we'll see you soon. When people reply M, you totally can customize this, okay? So that's really, the system is so, it covers all the bases. All right, now here, let's say you have a receptionist and it's her job to schedule all the appointments. So she knows that on, we'll just say the appointment date is one day in advance, okay? And we're going to give 3 hours. We want that confirm. That's the type of reminder. The template is going to be Dr. Bow Wow. The opt-in list is that list. And if we wanted to notify a number every time a message was sent out, we could. So I'm going to save it. So now you see all of these have that message associated with it. And what we would do is we would just, let's say there's an appointment at 8:15. You literally would just type in the mobile number. And you go down, we'd say we have a 9:15. I'm going to put the mobile number in there. And so on and so on and so on. So it's much faster to have a person sitting at a desk just typing in, you know, these numbers for every appointment time possible, and then we'll save it. So now you can see that for tomorrow, we've got 2 notifications set. So I'm going to approve this. This is the preview. Done. So if I go to tomorrow, I can see there's the 2 appointments. So let's say a person called on the phone and they actually canceled their appointment or they rescheduled it. You can always change it before the appointments start going out. And these will just go out automatically. Once that bulk appointment reminder is set, these are set to go. I could send it right now, but they'll be automatically set to go at this time on the 20th. Okay? So how's that? Pretty good? Looks easy. You could easily show somebody how to do that. I just want to touch base with you guys. Okay, and do they have to have opted into a mobile list to send them a text? No. If they have opted in, it's easier because as you saw, when I typed in the first number, their number comes up. But you can also just type in a number. So does your customer have to call you to enter these notifications? No, they just have to have opted into, in order to be pulled up automatically, they would have had to opt in. So this is how this goes down. In the real world, person A, say customer, is leaving the vet. And they know that their next appointment for their dog's heartworm is 2 months from now, and they're standing at the with the receptionist, and she's making the appointment. So instead of handing the person a card with the appointment time on it, what she says is text blankety blank, whatever the keyword is, to our short code, or she can have or ideally you'd also have a QR code with that keyword on it, right? So while the person's standing there, they're going to opt in to this appointment reminder list. Okay, so now you build a list of people that want to be reminded, and that's how you do it. So you build a list, so as people are checking out, instead of handing them a card, you ask, would you rather have a mobile appointment reminder? It's easy, it's fast. They say yes, they opt into the list, boom, they're on it. So that's how it would work in the, excuse me, one sec. That's how it would work in the real world, and that's as easy as it is to set up with a client. So who would do this? This is the only time I would give my customer access. And again, you'd want to brand this to your business, so it looks like they're logging into your white label, and you just give them complete instructions, step by step. And what we can do is we can create a little white label video. And as a matter of fact, I think we already have it. But we can make a very generic header and make a white label video. And then you can, let's see, we'll make it available so you can, maybe we'll even put it on YouTube so you can just direct them to the YouTube channel to watch it. Let me figure out a way for delivery, but we'll make a video available, and then literally you just can go out there and say, and hit the streets. Any business that has appointments, and basically I would start with the lowest hanging fruit. Go to your vet, go to your dentist, your doctor, your, oil change place, and so on and so on and so forth. Now, upload mass appointments. You can also, if you have hundreds and hundreds of names, you can put them on a CSV file, and all you do is you download this template and you follow the format in that template. Make sure your file follows the same format, so they probably want phone number in the first column on the left, then maybe first name, last name, whatever that format is, just mirror it, and you can just upload it. And you can see here you can download, you can export this table to an Excel file. So the business owner can print it out and see their appointments at a glance, right? Because business owners like to do that. But that's as easy, it's just a short little setting up the first. I would always create templates. So you see now I have, whoops, clicked on the wrong thing. You see now I have all these templates in there. If I clicked on this one, these are just dummy campaigns or appointment reminders. There's my oil change one. I don't know why I didn't. And there's the one we just made. And there's more merge tags. But normally you're not going to get this information with your list, but you will have the time, so we could put the date and the time if you want to use that one as well, instead of typing it in. And that's basically it. Very easy and very useful for the end user. And I'm just scrolling back to the questions. Yeah, if they have a scheduling system, Doug, it probably wouldn't be able to interface with our system. Because some businesses, like I know some salons have bought like appointment reminder, and I know some dentists, there's some SMS program out there that they packages that they've been sold, but not everybody has it, so it's not, the market definitely is not saturated. And as far as pricing, so what up? How would you price this? Well, let me just scroll through the questions. And yes, you can definitely scroll, you can definitely brand it with your logo, Doug. Okay, and Patty, from a legal standpoint, is scanning a QR code good enough to add them to an SMS list? Absolutely, because the QR codes in this software have the opt-out messages right on it. So once they print it out, it's right there on it. You can't mess it up. And if you are unfamiliar or if you're creating a QR code with another platform, do this. Go in here. And QR code to an SMS, right? Which would be, this would be the keyword to log into the appointment list. So we'll just call it appointment list. Too many characters. Good. I always like, just in case they can't scan, they don't have a smartphone, they can see this. Okay, so that. I could change the color if I want. I'm going to change it up. I'm going to choose a green one instead of a purple one. And let's generate it. Now, who's going to scan that? And what does it say? I'm going to scan it too. And if I hit text message and I send, nothing's going to happen because I didn't create this list. Let me get a real list. Sorry. Try that again. I'm already on this list, I'm pretty sure. But you guys should get back an SMS message that has all the correct, reply help for help and stop to stop and all that kind of stuff. If you really, this would be a better place. Go to list, contacts, and I could just choose any of these. There it is. You have to include all of this. Okay, so if you wanted to have the QR code and you wanted to have this underneath it, this isn't really applicable because they're not going to be receiving 4 messages a month. But I would just put it in. Honestly, this is probably going to be a lead database. And you don't have to. All right, let me back up here. So there are 2 ways to create lists. One would be for a opt-in, which you do want to send the marketing messages. That's our standard one. That's what we always, pretty much use. But when you create a list for appointment reminder, so let's say I want it to be this. Let's just leave Kitty. How's that? Oh, I can choose. I believe I can. I don't know why it's not letting me. Let's remove that then. Peach. Well, apparently I can't create a lead database. That's bizarre. Oh, maybe because I'm editing it. Hold on. Let's go to Contacts, Create New. So this would be Appointment Reminder. And let's go find Peach. All right, so here, we're not going to be sending this list because it's just appointment reminders. We will never be sending the marketing messages. So they are just a lead database. They're not opted in. We don't have to have that, that jargon. So we can create a new template. Thanks for joining our appointment reminder list. You'll get a text message. We could always have it, 1 day before your appointment. And this could be standard. And we'll save it. So that could be the standard message they get. And if somebody wanted to be notified, they could. So now we have created this list with the keyword of Peach. So text PEACH to 71441, and you would join this appointment reminder list. And then when you create your QR code, you would choose that list. And you don't have to have the opt-in. You don't have to have all that legalese stuff. So that would be the way I would do it. Because you really don't want to mix those lists anyway. One's for marketing messages and one should be for appointment reminders only. So Patty, good question. Thanks for asking that. And Pablo is asking, is there a way to give the client access just to the appointment manager? Oh, I wish we could. That would be sweet, and it's on our wish list, believe me, because, we don't really want them to see all this other stuff. It's confusing, but it is what it is right now. Oh, and Doug, you want to know how to brand. Let me show you that real fast. This is my advertiser account. I have to be in my reseller account. Okay, so I have to be in my higher level account. So I have to log out of here. Go into my reseller account, which when you log in here, use your reseller username and password. So mine is, honestly, I don't even know what it is. So I'll go in this way. I know it has my name in it. Okay, so I'm just going to log in this way, and okay, so now I'm in my reseller account. Notice there's no SMS, there's no text message or mobile website or anything. So here I want to go to Edit Profile, and this is where I can change the branding. And I want to go to Reseller Branding right here. Click on Edit. Now, if I had another banner, all you need is a banner that is 836 pixels by 71 pixels. Ideally, a .png file. And once you have those, you can just upload it. And remember that we have this little thing right here, so don't put anything right here that you don't want covered up. And then you would just upload it. So that's it. That's how you change it. and go back to my questions real fast. So that's how to white label that, Waldo, because Waldo asked for that also. So you would need to be able to have many limited customer logins. I don't know what you mean by that, Doug. I know, the customer will have access to everything, and you just, they won't know how to use it, though, so there's no point, really. And, I mean, they could click on whatever they could click on, but you would be able to see if they mess things up in your system. And they can set up these appointments a week ahead. They can set them up a month ahead. They just have to choose the correct date. And yeah, I'll get into pricing. For those who are not on the text list, either declined or they don't want to set the appointment via, they don't want the appointment reminder on the phone, how do you know who is on the text list and who is not? Oh, I see. How, well, because, how do they know who is on the text list? Good question, right? That's a really good question. So you're the business owner and you have no idea, right? Who logged in and who didn't. So let me get out of my reseller account because that's a really good question. So let me get back into my, so they say like, oh, let's say it's a dentist and he's scheduled 30 bookings for the next day. Or let's say it's a busy office and you've got, 3 dentists in the office and there's 60 names on it. Who are the names that actually get a text reminder? Well, when they print out the person's name, what they can do is, let me show you this because that's a really good question. All right, so I made that list. It was called appointment reminder. I don't know if anybody logged in. Nope. But what you can do with any list now is you can download it. So I've got this list with 61 names. So here, you see this? I can just export it to an Excel file. So you can just search and see if that person's name is on the list. Really simple, really fast. And I think when they set the appointment, what they should do is have a little code. So if the person, because they would know, because at the time that the person made the appointment, they would ask them, are you on our text message list? Okay? This is how that they could do it. Are you on our text message list? And the person would either answer yes or no. If they answer yes, they put a little T or some code next to the person's name. So then they know when they're setting the appointments for the next day, they set up the texts for everybody who has a T next to their name. That could work. Alrighty. Scrolling through. Could the customer text the name of their pet? Yes, they could. So Doug is saying, how could you get, let's say you were a vet and you wanted to have the name of the pet included. What you would do is you would set up an opt-in form. Okay, and the way that you would do that I hope I'm not skipping around too all over the place. But if the vet wanted more information, what they can do is set up. So this would be, maybe they'd put an image at the top of their, their logo. And then they wanted to put a text box, and in it they could say, sign up for our text I'm just going to keep it simple, but you can change it. You can change the font. And then they would put a form underneath that. Oh, how could they get, actually they can't get the pet's name because we don't have pet name as a field. First name, last name, no, I can't do it. Doug, I thought I could do it, but I can't. Darn it. I guess, all right, they wouldn't have to text it. What they can do is, all right, here's what can happen. Let's go back to the lists. I'm just thinking on the fly here that this is why I'm hopping all over the place. But let's say you had the appointment reminder list, okay? So I'm going to go into view. Darn it, there's nobody on it. I'll just pick another list. All right, so I can download this list, right? I'm going to open this up so you can see it. So this would be their appointment reminder list. So all they would do is add a field here, pet name, and they can manually add the pet's name and then save it. Okay, then they just save this as whatever they want to call it, and boom, they've added it, and they would now know the pet's name. If they wanted to go that far, not really necessary, but this is how you can customize a list. Close that, don't save it. Cool? I'm just grabbing the questions again. Okay, let's get to pricing. In order to really talk about pricing, what I have to do, I'm sorry, is I have to go back to my reseller account. Because I don't know if all of you remember, but in your reseller account, you have this ROI calculator for appointments. So instead of guessing how to price this, what you would do is sit down with the business owner, and maybe you don't sit down with the tool, but you ask them these questions. How many appointments do you have per day? So let's say it's that busy dentist office. And they have 50 appointments a day because they have 4 dentists. And out of those, 10%, or maybe it's more than 10%, 8 people, maybe it's 15%, don't show. And the average appointment is worth how much to them? You get a number. I don't know, let's say it's $250. So you say there's 22 office days per month. If we can use our SMS to reduce those missed appointments by just a quarter, so we just grab and save a quarter of them, let's add in the monthly cost. So you've got 2 receptionists spending X amount of time to make calls every day. So you would plug in that cost, whatever that is. So let's say $10 an hour times 40 hours. So let's say it's $400. And we'll keep that at 70%. And this is what I'm going to charge you. And you don't have to show them this, but you need to just ask them these questions in order to figure out the validity, like whether or not appointment reminder SMS is going to work for you. I just need the following information. Could you please tell me how many appointments you have per day, how many people don't show up on an estimate every day, the average value of one appointment, and the rest of this information. Okay, you just ask those as questions. Obviously, you don't need this one, and you don't need these. Okay, so you just need A, B, C, D, and F. Okay, that's the information that you need, and then look at what happens. This is on an annual basis. Okay, the cost per day to them is that. This is the revenue. This is the revenue per month that you could save them. So this is cost of staff calling plus lost revenue from missed appointments. So they're losing almost $500,000. If you could save them $135,000, the return on investment for this appointment reminder campaign is $132,000 conservatively, saving you $512 every day, every month. That turns into this, and every year it turns into this at a cost of this. That is a no-brainer. Okay, so is that helpful? And then you will know what to charge. Maybe you don't charge that because that's ridiculous. So once you get these numbers from your prospect, you plug in numbers here. Say $247. It's still a bargain. They're still saving that much money, and it only costs them, what's 247 times 12? Less than $3,000 a year to save $132,000. That makes it the no-brainer of the year. Who's with me on that? An amen? Okay. Yeah, it's pretty darn good, right? Okay, Catherine is saying pediatricians, dentists, and vets all would want to remind parents, owners, which of their children are scheduled for the appointment. What about families with 3 to 4 kids? Well, I think, let me think on that. So the text goes out, your appointment is tomorrow. Your appointment is tomorrow. I'm trying to think how this would work. Honestly, I think that parent would remember which kid they made the appointment for. Wouldn't you? Maybe not. That's a good question. I'm going to flag that. That's a question for the development team, because I honestly don't know. I can't think on the fly of how to personalize that. You need a place for kid name or pet name. Depends how many kids. Use the same number with a different name for the user. Oh, use the same number with a different name for the user. That's right. So everybody would opt in. So TR, that's a good way to do it. So you would opt in. No, because it would be the same phone number. You can only opt in once. Jason is saying his vet used to use the dog's name in the name box. That's a great way. So instead of opting in the person, the text was addressed to Rover last name. Got it. Okay. That is a question for the development team, and I will put it to them and see what I can do, because that is, see, this is why it's great to have you guys on the call. You guys are smart. And all right, I think we've pretty much covered it, because that's it. That's the linchpin. If I can get that and get a way for you guys to do that better, this is a done deal. And I will let you guys know in the Facebook page too. And Lisa asked a good question. She noticed on the mobile landing page that support was our email. And yes, because this isn't a 100% white label, it will show our support, help@mobilebizbox.com. It's just the way, it's just one of those little details that we couldn't 100% white label. There's usually not a problem. We to date, we've never gotten any email from anybody's customer. If you wanted to white label this platform yourself, completely white labeled, it's 160. I think it's 165 a month to have a complete white label. So you can see for the cost that you've got it at what a bargain it is, but you got to put up with those things. But if you do want 100% white label, it is available. And yes, Doug, I'll catch up. And all right. So any questions about anything other than the appointment reminder before we wrap it up? I'm going to hop back to my PowerPoint. So I think you guys know that we've got a nice Mobile BizBox fan page. And today we've got a good post on there. Really cute. Speaking of pets, here we go. If you want to put a caption on this dog with the phone, hop over there and tell us what you think he's trying to do. So we have that. And then if you are in MBB and not a member of our Facebook group by any chance, there is the URL for you. I should have this typed out so I could put it in the chat box, but I don't. But maybe David can pop it in, because I can't, if I open up my screen, it'll cover up the numbers. So let me see if there's any questions, any last minute questions, any suggestions for following topics on next week. So I'm going to open it up, and then we'll let you get on with your day. So maybe you can contact some potential customers about appointment reminders. Okay, Bill has a question about the form builder. Oh, the form builder in the mobile website. I get it. Okay, he's saying to go to GSS. Hang on 1 second, I'm losing my earpiece. GSS cleans.mobile. Okay, hang on 1 second. I'm trying to make this smaller. Too many tabs. GSS cleans.my. Okay, So he's saying go here and go to the check the Gale Shield. I get it. He's saying open this. You can make any field required. I think that's what Bill was asking. I want that, but allow them to be able to select more than just one of the options. Like this. I think you just hold down the Shift key while you select them, and you can select as many as you want. See, I've checked all three. So is that what you're talking about, Dave, Bill? You wanted people to be able to select more than one of the options? And Marlene is asking, I would like to know about how much to charge for monthly fees for apps, websites, SMS altogether. Well, Marlene, it really depends what you're doing for your customer. There is no blanket pricing. And pricing is very, very elastic. Really, it's your there's so many variables to pricing. First would be, how are you positioned in the marketplace? In other words, are you Walmart or are you BMW? How did you position your company? Because that's a way that customers are going to perceive you. If you would position yourself as BMW, you're going to charge higher rates just because people's perception of you is different. And that all comes with just being out there in the market and taking that stand, saying, I want to be known as, you know, the cheapest company on the block, not recommended, or I want to be the premier SMS provider in my area. So you have that to take into consideration. And then it's, honestly, if you're new, if this is a new business, decide that first. Where do you want to be in the marketplace? Because from that, your pricing stems. Okay? Once you know that, once you know where you're going to position yourself, what your unique value proposition is, what you bring to the market, then you can create your pricing. So I know we had a really good call from Brian on pricing. It's in the members area under the bonus tabs. It's under the Q&A replays. And so if you wanted to watch that, it goes into the psychology of pricing, because this isn't, we're not, you know, pricing a commodity. You know, we're not opening up a dry cleaners where getting a shirt dry cleaned is, you know, industry standard $1.75, or, you know, Starbucks. Well, look at Starbucks, for example. A cup of coffee was what before Starbucks burst on the scene? It was not $4 by any stretch of the imagination. Starbucks championed that. They said, we are premier coffee and you will pay $4 for a cup of coffee. And so they got it. So if that's not a good example of how elastic pricing is, and it depends on their brand. They said that they are a high quality brand, and we demand, you know, you will get great quality, but you got to pay for it. So I hope that makes sense. It's not just, it's always $250 for a mobile website and that's it. You know, it's not. Pricing is all over the map. And, you know, when you are setting up your business, I would totally recommend that you make phone calls in your area. If there's other companies doing what you do, call them, find out their pricing. If you don't feel comfortable calling them, have someone else call them on your behalf. Get an idea of what the pricing is in your area first, you know, so you're not operating in a vacuum. Okay. I know I could just go on and on and on and on about pricing. Is there a restaurant booking reminder? Restaurant booking reminder. Not really. I mean, you could use the appointment reminder, I would think, Chris. Instead of appointments, it's reservation. Lisa's asking if you want complete white label. Yeah, Lisa, submit a support ticket to help to mbbasupport.com, and you would have to contact support to set up complete white label. Yes, for sure. Yeah, so Marlena said she watched the pricing video and it was mostly SMS. Just remove what we were pricing and look at the psychology behind the pricing. And actually, I think Brian covered that on the call, but I can rewatch that and see if there's more that I should put in there regarding this whole how to position yourself in the marketplace. Because honestly, that's what you guys need to do first. You really need to come up with who you are, where you fit into your local marketplace, if that's where you're going for your customers. Where do you fit? Are you the Walmart? Are you the BMW? What services do you provide that sets you apart from, to make you the BMW if you choose that you are the BMW? And then everything flows from there. See, if you're just, it's easy to be confused if you haven't set the foundation for your business. And the foundation being, who am I? What's my unique value that I bring to the marketplace? How do I fulfill that? How do I tell people what that value, how do I communicate that value to people? And then it makes it easier when you're going out to get customers because you know where you're coming from. You know what your business is. All right, so any questions? If you guys want to start a thread in the Facebook group, that would be awesome so that we can keep like a rolling list of questions or topics for these weekly calls. That would be great because honestly, I'm starting to run out. I don't want to just keep giving you information that's already in the members area. That doesn't serve you. It's already there. Just go look at it, right? But what do you need from me live? What can we provide live for you that will get you in action on the next thing you need to take action on? Which would mean if you have 0 customers, how do you get your first? I mean, whether it's SMS or app or mobile site or whatever you're going to offer, how do you get your first? How do you get your 10th? How do you fill your pipeline with leads? How do you get referrals? Things like that. So Patty's saying accountability. Use the Facebook group, Patty. If you are a member of our MBB family and in our Facebook group, go ahead and use it for accountability. People will be happy to hold you accountable. And Marlena, I saw you posted in the Facebook group. You're going to a conference tomorrow. You've got a booth. Marlena's got a great strategy for attracting leads. She's got a booth at a trade show. So there's and she's giving away an app and a mobile website. So that's great. I hope you have your QR code set up and your landing page set up, Marlena, so you're all set. If you have any questions or need help getting those set up so that you can be totally ready for tomorrow, post it in the Facebook group and we'll help you. Excellent. She's all done. All set up. Okay. So thank you, guys. It's Brad, some of this will be in the training site. I'm just going to edit out what I've already covered. And because honestly, to have you guys sitting and watching hours and hours of it, we do 2 calls a week. That's 2 hours. And that is minus any other training you're using in trying to learn to get out there to get clients. That's a lot of time. So we don't want you spending that much time watching webinars. Okay, anyway, you will see David on Thursday. And remember to post in the Facebook group any questions. And I am going to let you guys go because it's been almost an hour and a half here. And all right, Catherine's saying, please don't edit it. All right, I won't edit it. But I will tell you, if you do not have this piece of software, Let me just close this.
Is Rocky still here?
Okay, so this would be, it's only $30, and it's the best $30 I have spent. Basically, you can get a 3 trial for 7 days. It's good for Windows, it's good for Mac. It's only 30 bucks. And what happens is, if you go to watch a video, it speeds it up. So it gives you this little slider, and I now watch videos at double speed. I haven't watched a video in real time for a long time. I would recommend picking it up. Anyway, thank you for attending. You'll see David on Thursday about apps, and we'll see you next week on Tuesday. Bye, everyone.